So we'll go ahead and start the talk for today. And after that, maybe you can share what you think about the talk or the main key takeaways, or we can have like a discussion after this talk. Okay.
南无释迦牟尼佛达，南无释迦牟尼佛达，南无释迦牟尼佛达。Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about rediscover ourselves. Have you ever truly looked at someone's face? Your parents, your spouse, your teachers, and even strangers passing by. Please try to do this. Most people are afraid to make a direct eye contact with others, and others don't like us to look at them that way, because it makes us feel scared and uneasy. Nobody wants to expose their true selves. We all disguise ourselves, hiding behind the layers of personas, anxiety, and pretense. Only a few can look deeply into our faces and smile sincerely. Oh, what a pure soul that it would be. Look carefully at our hearts. They are more important than anything else. Why is our life filled with anxiety, fear, and confusion? We are neither free nor truly happy. We desire respect and love, yet our hearts became colder. In our youth, we had a boundless energy that came to traverse mountains, cross rivers, and reach for the stars. But that energy is fading. Our lives are full of conflicts and chaos, filled with jealousy, competitiveness, and harsh judgment. At the office, we show one face; at home, another. We speak of compassion and tolerance, but our hearts are dominating and autocratic. We smile when praised. We defensively scorn when criticized. Although we read extensively, our minds are filled with others' concepts, theories, and ideas. We continuously explore and pursue, seeking to attain some profound state. Yet we overlook the wonderful and abundant earth right in front of us. In this bustling and materialistic modern society, the fierce and cruel competition keeps us as busy as a spelling tap. The calendar keeps updating day by day. Yet our lives seems to be getting more and more dull and monotonous. We really have moments alone, even when alone. We are still influenced by various thoughts, memories, and concepts, all of which dull and numb our hearts. We live as if merely going through the motions. Have we ever gone out for a walk alone, sitting under a tree without books, phones, companions, and simply observed the swirling leaves, listened to the bubbling streams and nature's sounds, watch the birds soar freely in the sky? Have we observed our swirling thoughts come and go? If we could often spend time alone and observe these things, we would hear the legendary stories of the trees. Yet most of us fear this. We prefer to drown in work or entertainment rather than face ourselves alone. We are well aware of the feeling, that immense sense of isolation and emptiness that makes us want to fully. It is this notion and action based on escapism that after so much time of practice, we still have not achieved any fundamental change or progress, which is truly sad, isn't it? If our lives are filled with chaos, conflict, and unrest, if we seek liberation through chanting and meditation, isn't that just another form of escapism? Like when a child stops crying momentarily with a new toy, but resumes crying once it's taken away. So we must ask, is meditation separated from our daily lives? What is the true meaning of meditation? Isn't it self-awareness? We might quote scriptures and expound many theories, but if we do not genuinely know and understand ourselves, we are just polluting others. If we are unaware of the divisions, conflicts, and contradictions in our lives, if we continue to harbor jealousy, ignorance, and greed while chanting and meditating. It will be difficult to step out of this mundane world without self-knowledge. So-called transcendence is likely just another form of escape. And this type of escape will only lead to more problems and misfortune. Without self-awareness, all our pursuits, explorations, and learning appear profoundly empty and juvenile. Perhaps you travel the world and consult all the wise ones, and they tell you that eating and dressing are the way, and ordinary mind is the way. You find that everything still has to come back to yourself. Have you clearly understood this? Constantly observing and understanding oneself is the only guide in life. Only through continual self-understanding can we illuminate our path with the light of our true nature, making it possible to alleviate all sorrow and distress. Then, how do we begin to know ourselves? We must understand that people cannot exist alone, detached from everything else. Our lives are entirely made up of relationships with our parents, friends, and colleagues, and with trees, rivers, mountains. All these relationships act like mirrors through which we can directly and genuinely see our true selves. Of course, this also requires great courage and sincerity. Qualities a true seeker of liberation should possess. Through this mirror, we see not our faces or our figures, but our motives, habits, reactions, and fears. We see how we think, how we interact with others, our jealousy, deceit, and greed, and also our kindness, generosity, and goodness. Whether good or bad, we must just say it, or because it is all a part of us. Whether good or bad is not important. What matters is our awareness of these qualities. If we are always self-centered or enormously overestimate ourselves, It is self-deception. Lacking self-knowledge and merely pursuing liberation is meaningless. You must become aware of your thoughts, their relationships to things, your reactions when speaking to others, and how your mind is constantly evaluating, judging, and comparing. Why are we so tormented? Why do our eyes brim with tears? This is all part of awareness. Awareness begins at the surface level, and then we can continuously delve deeper into the core. If you truly embark on this journey, you will find that it's not an easy task. Our minds are too complex, having lost their original simplicity. That our hearts must be extremely agile, vigilant, and honest to break through the barriers of thought and perceive the true motives and intentions beneath superficial consciousness. Innocence is not the sole property of children nor dependent on age. Here, innocence refers to not distinguishing, blaming, or accumulating, always remaining fresh and lively. The innocence of children stems from their limited explore to the world and not having been tended much yet. A heart that has experienced much but does not accumulate remains of experiences is truly innocent. Our hearts are constantly expressing various events, which is unavoidable. It must resonate with the flowing river, delicious food, blossoming flowers, hard-working individuals, and all the hardships in life. Otherwise, the heart is dead. However, a heart that continues to accumulate attachments becomes so heavy, constantly creating constraints and distorting our minds. To free our hearts from these constraints and bounds, we must train ourselves to fully see and listen, which is undoubtedly the most challenging task. The thoughts and worries is our minds often blind us, even to the beauty of the sunset right before our eyes. How long has it been since you stepped out to see the dazzling sunset or listen to the flowing melodies? Have you ever listened or sing with your whole heart? For example, right now, are you viewing with preconceived notions, certain fixed perspective, or your own biases and preferences? Not bad. Okay. I have a different opinion about this. Right? Language often leads to confusion because it is just a superficial tool for communication. To reach a communion beyond words, our minds must be completely quiet. Only in such state of total relaxation and undisturbed calm can we directly connect with others' heart and truly perceive the underlying meaning in their words. Have you ever used all your senses to guess at a flower? Or do we immediately rush to discern upon seeing it? Oh, this is a rose. Its color is so beautiful. I want to pick it and take it home. Or perhaps you kneel to greatly inhale its scent, exclaim, "Oh, it smells wonderful!" And then hurriedly take a photo with your phone to share with friends, only to be distracted by something else moments later. Did you say? The moment we see the flower, our minds start incessantly generating various thoughts. Can we truly observe a flower without even thinking? It's beautiful. If you can fully immerse yourself in something, even the so-called observer would vanish, leaving only the concentration. In such concentration, all thoughts and memories will have nowhere to hide. This is a state of unity. Your mind finally quiets down in that absolute silence. There is neither past nor future. It is a state beyond the limitations of time, beyond the reach of thought, in which no regrets, sorrow, or anguish can arise. At that moment, emptiness becomes the soul flower. This is the path of meditation, the supreme way to liberation. Nama Buddha, Nama Dharma, Nama Sangha.
Let me stop sharing. Okay. Okay, I guess we have some time now, and maybe we can have some discussion among ourselves about what Venerable Tong is trying to deliver. But first, anyone have any questions or any thoughts about the talk? Or is pretty much understandable?
I mean, it seems like it's a good endorsement of mindfulness and just being present in the moment, especially like how being present and being mindful, if you're doing it properly, can help you experience, what's actually going on, not being an escape from, say, something else or a distraction from something else.
Yeah.
Using it properly, I guess.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the word undistracted.
Actually, I like, I think Werner Tong wanted to deliver about the importance of self-awareness, how we start from the surface, and then it can actually go to deeper, and then the mind being undistracted. And I actually found that Werner Tong mentioned that, sometimes we use meditation as a way to escape. And if we use that as a tool to escape from like restless thought or whatever, it may not get us to where we want to. Like he gave an example, it's just like a crying child with a momentary or temporary toy that a child have. You just stop crying for a while, but then later on it just come again. I think I really like that. And then he tried to talk about how we should incorporate our life and meditation together instead of making them separate. It's like, oh, we need to meditate or we need to liberate, that's why we go meditate. But instead, understanding that how to incorporate life and meditation together, I think. Yeah. So.
I also liked his discussion of how being aware of, say, your relationships or your environment and how that affects yourself. I like that a lot because for me, that sort of goes to like the non-self aspect, because what you think of as yourself is so much defined by all of those other things, and becoming more aware of that. One, helps you understand yourself better, but the deeper you look at it, the more that will also underline that lack of self, because it's not fixed, it's defined by all of these other things as opposed to some fixed structure.
Yeah, it's like interdependent on each other's.
Right.
And he mentioned like parents and friends, and he also mentioned the nature, like the trees, and it's really nice. Yeah, Stuart.
So there was a lot in there.
Yeah.
But picking on one bit at the beginning, one bit at the end, to follow on from your point where he was talking about sitting under a tree and observing the birds flying in the sky or whatever. I kind of thought at that point that considering we are the most advanced form of life on Earth, we're probably the most miserable. The birds are just out there being birds, having a great time, all of the animals, and they've got to survive occasionally, but I guarantee they're happier than we are, which is, first note of the truth, really. But then coming, and I was sat here listening to the rest of it, thinking, well, what do we do? How do we, get past that? How do we get to a less miserable life, which, the foreknown truth tells us. But then when he gets to the end, and he's talking about that peacefulness, that clarity, that self-awareness, I think that those values will go some way to giving us some of that, peace or acceptance or less unhappiness.
Yeah, that's a good one. So he does mention that like what you say, we have to like calm down, quiet down our mind and things like that. But you also say we have to do it in our daily life, in our daily busy life, understanding our thoughts while talking to others and understand our reactions. That is quite difficult, right? Does anyone have any opinion?
To which thing I agree that I find it impossible to be sort of fully self-aware or mindful during daily life. At work, or even when I'm just sitting at home doing nothing, I'm always like, oh, well, let me check the internet or something like that. But the only time you can really kind of calm down and be have self-awareness in the middle of like a meditation retreat.
Yeah.
But even then, it's not, I wouldn't say it's pleasant. You still have a desire to escape.
Yeah.
You see your own self and your own thoughts, and you realize like how difficult the path is, and how difficult it is to become fully self-aware and let go of yourself and all that. It's not easy.
Yeah. So anyone have any like experience in this as well, and have probably some tips for the members, like how to overcome these hindrances, like mainly in daily life, I would say, not just in retreats. Yeah.
I was not how to escape it, but was more about the thoughts that you were saying meditation is not to escape, right? But there are other forms. I guess, am I understanding correctly? There are other forms of meditation, like put yourself fully absorbed into the thing you're doing, going for a walk, just absorb the word, or doing some yoga, just fully go with the flow, just completely put yourself into the thing you're focusing right now.
Yeah.
I know meditation is important, like focusing on breathe or other things, but there are other forms of meditation.
Yeah, there are other forms. Yes.
Something as far as like daily life tips, I actually really liked Rahula. He had talked about like, what was it? Putting a picture of like the galaxy or something like in your, like a bathroom or something. And it doesn't have to be something that simple, but just any little thing that, if you're ever getting too wrapped up in the moment, or like, you got deadlines at work or something to just focus on, and even if just momentarily shift your perspective to, oh yeah, like this is not what it all is. It's not all, deadlines and office politics and whatever.
Yeah.
Like we're small specks in this beautiful system or whatever.
Yeah. So that's right? There's not just the formal sitting meditation or walking meditation or the formal form of meditation. We can also make the daily life part of our meditation as well, including while you're working, while you're talking to people, while you're having an assignment, last minute assignment, being aware of that. But yeah, like Bhante Rahula, who has given talk with us before, like give a few tips, like how to have a reminder. And I remember, I think he also say, is it like a timer to like a thing to remind ourselves, like every hour, just to remember to breathe and things like that. And I think like those are very good tips as well. Let me see anything on the chat here. Okay, Barbara said, very much appreciated the thoughts in our interconnectedness. Enjoy the reference talk on self-awareness training. Usually our X is overcharged. Oh, our ego, sorry. True. Anyone else has any thoughts? And I think I really, there's nothing, because wherever Tong sent me this video a few, like 2 days ago, because he couldn't make it. And there's nothing that struck me. Is also at the end of the talk, when he described about when you look at the flower, can it be that there's no thought, or there's just a flower, and even the observer disappear at the moment, and there's just concentration or pure looking at a flower without judgment. I think that is really beautiful as well, but I think that is very hard to achieve, as if like you have to start from the surface and then keep peeling off. I remember a venerable described as if like, while you get deeper into meditation, as if like you're peeling the onions, like you keep peeling from the outer layer and then inner and then inner, and then at the end you'll find that there's really nothing in there, because it's just the whole onion, just onion. But that is also the truth, because it surfaces out the truth as well. I think that that is like very beautifully put. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay. If there's not, I think we can wrap up our talk for today. Thank you everyone to be here.